The best way to predict the future is to invent it. If you don't know where you're going, any road will get you there. Our character is what we do when we think no one is looking. Knowledge is proud that it knows so much. Wisdom is humble that it knows no more. Reality is merely an illusion, albeit a very persistent one. Appearances are often deceiving. Beware, so long as you live, of judging men by their outward appearance. It requires wisdom to understand wisdom. The music is nothing if the audience is deaf. Start wide, expand further, and never look back. It's easier to resist at the beginning than at the end. If you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his language, that goes to his heart. Talent is God-given. Be humble. Fame is man-given. Be grateful. Conceit is self-given. Be careful. In every walk with nature, one receives far more than he seeks. For beautiful eyes, look for the good in others. For beautiful lips, speak only words of kindness. And for poise, walk with the knowledge that you are never alone. Beware of false knowledge. It is more dangerous than ignorance. Adopt the pace of nature. Her secret is patience. Obstacles are those frightful things you see when you take your eyes off your goal. Work like you don't need the money. Love like you've never been hurt. Dance like nobody's watching. The more you like yourself, the less you are like anyone else, which makes you unique. Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. When in doubt, don't. The time to repair the roof is when the sun is shining. Always be a first-rate version of yourself instead of a second-rate version of somebody else. The higher we are placed, the more humbly we should walk. Sorrow is knowledge. Those that know the most must mourn the deepest. The tree of knowledge is not the tree of life. A tree is known by its fruit, a man by his deeds. A good deed is never lost. He who sows courtesy reaps friendship, and he who plants kindness gathers love. The truth is not for all men, but only for those who seek it. Commitment is an act, not a word. The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. Give me a lever long enough and a fulcrum on which to place it, and I shall move the world. He is no fool who gives what he cannot keep to gain what he cannot lose. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. The pessimist complains about the wind. The optimist expects it to change. The realist adjusts the sails. By three methods we may learn wisdom. First, by reflection, which is noblest. Second, by imitation, which is easiest. And third, by experience, which is the bitterest. We are what our thoughts have made us, so take care about what you think. Words are secondary. Thoughts live. They travel far. I'd rather regret the things I've done than regret the things I haven't done. The greater danger for most of us lies not in setting our aim too high and falling short, but in setting our aim too low and achieving our mark. A man must be big enough to admit his mistakes, smart enough to profit from them, and strong enough to correct them. Step with care and great tact, and remember that life's a great balancing act. Once you label me, you negate me. Counsel woven into the fabric of real life is wisdom. Knowledge is of no value unless you put it into practice. Regret for the things we did can be tempered by time. It is regret for the things we did not do that is inconsolable. If the world were perfect, it wouldn't be. Set your course by the stars, not by the lights of every passing ship. It is not who is right, but what is right. That is of importance. Never interrupt your enemy when he is making a mistake. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. Knowledge comes, but wisdom lingers. It's not what you look at that matters. It's what you see. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. Patience is the companion of wisdom. Even if you're on the right track, you'll get run over if you just sit there. Never find fault with the absent. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is God's gift. That's why we call it the present. The more sand that has escaped from the hourglass of our life, the clearer we should see through it. He who lives in harmony with himself lives in harmony with the universe. As you walk down the fairway of life, you must smell the roses, for you only get to play one round. Use what talents you possess. The woods would be very silent if no birds sang there except those that sang best. Never tell people how to do things. Tell them what to do, and they will surprise you with their ingenuity. It's better to be a lion for a day than a sheep all your life. The young man knows the rules, but the old man knows the exceptions. It is a common experience that a problem difficult at night is resolved in the morning after the committee of sleep has worked on it. To win without risk is to triumph without glory. Turn your wounds into wisdom. The smallest deed is better than the greatest intention. A ruffled mind makes a restless pillow. Experience is not what happens to you, it's what you do with what happens to you. If you only have a hammer, you tend to see every problem as a nail. Always keep an open mind and a compassionate heart. You always have two choices, your commitment versus your fear. Nothing that you have not given away will ever be really yours. We cannot become what we need to be by remaining what we are. Never interrupt someone doing what you said couldn't be done. Never let your head hang down. Never give up and sit down and grieve. Find another way, and don't pray when it rains if you don't pray when the sun shines. The soul's joy lies in doing. The art of being wise is the art of knowing what to overlook. If you set out to be liked, you would be prepared to compromise on anything at any time, and you would achieve nothing. It is impossible to love and to be wise. Wisdom is the reward you get for a lifetime of listening when you'd have preferred to talk. I will not follow where the path may lead, but I will go where there is no path, and I will leave a trail. My father said there were two kinds of people in the world, givers and takers. The takers may eat better, but the givers sleep better. The opinion which other people have of you is their problem, not yours. There are many ways of going forward, but only one way of standing still. Singleness of purpose is one of the chief essentials for success in life, no matter what may be one's aim. To conquer fear is the beginning of wisdom. Talent is God-given. Be humble. Fame is man-given. Be thankful. Conceit is self-given. Be careful. From the errors of others, a wise man corrects his own. With pride, there are many curses. With humility, there come many blessings. A day of worry is more exhausting than a week of work. Perhaps too much of everything is as bad as too little. When a thing is done, it's done. Don't look back. Look forward to your next objective. The golden opportunity you are seeking is in yourself. It is not in your environment. It is not in luck or chance, or the help of others. It is in yourself alone. What happens is not as important as how you react to what happens. A wise man is superior to any insults which can be put upon him, and the best reply to unseemly behavior is patience and moderation. Being entirely honest with oneself is a good exercise. Start with what is right, rather than what is acceptable. Everything comes to us that belongs to us if we create the capacity to receive it. This is the highest wisdom that I own. Freedom and life are earned by those alone who conquer them each day anew. The greatest obstacle to discovery is not ignorance, it is the illusion of knowledge. Only put off until tomorrow what you are willing to die having left undone. It is better to risk starving to death than surrender. If you give up on your dreams, what's left? A long habit of not thinking a thing wrong gives it a superficial appearance of being right. The fall of dropping water wears away the stone. My advice to you is not to inquire why or whither, but just enjoy your ice cream while it's on your plate. We should not judge people by their peak of excellence, but by the distance they have traveled from the point where they started. Today's mighty oak is just yesterday's nut that held its ground. Slow and steady wins the race. Blessed are those who give without remembering and take without forgetting. A promise made is a debt unpaid.